Hi everybody! So we are doing something really fun for the month of December. We are reintroducing ourselves to all of those new subscribers that we have. So I will be putting out a video every day in the month of December and answering some of your questions and letting you know where we are and what we're doing and maybe some things that you just don't know about us. Okay, so one of the first things, hi, I am Heather, and in April of 2020, I purchased 73 acres here in northern Idaho, and basically it was because of this view. This was absolutely not the land that I wanted to buy, and when we crested over the hill, when my realtor said, you gotta see this piece of property and the view and you'll totally want it, we crested this hill, I saw that view, and we signed on the dotted line. And when I say we, I mean me. So what brought me to Idaho? Am I from Idaho? I am not from Idaho. I was born in Illinois, raised in Arizona and Texas, and lived in Washington State on a farm up in the Cascade Mountains for 7 years before I came to Idaho. And one of the things that brought me here was my son and my grandkids, and I spent 2 years being my grandkids' nanny so that my daughter-in-law could go to school while my son was deployed and then starting his own business. So during that time, my property in Washington sold, and then we were able to get this. So one of the things that is maybe a little bit different in my story is that I am a widow and have been for most of my adult life. My husband died when he was 23, and actually he was 24 and I was 23, and Victor was 10 months old at the time, and I was in active duty Army. And I stayed in for another year, and then I got out and immediately bought a farm in Texas. And that was raw property that I had a mobile home put on and built a barn and just put up fencing and did all of that kind of stuff. At that time, I wasn't raising animals to Homestead, but I did have horses. One of my absolute dreams has been to start a property and build my own house. And so at 50, I guess 2 years ago I wasn't 50, this year I'm 50, but at 50, I basically made the decision that that's what I was gonna do with my retirement. I am medically retired from the service, and I power through life with PTSD and moderate depression disorder. So, you know, the thing is, my purpose for this channel is to inspire, is to learn, and to bring you guys along with me. You guys, one of the things that you may not know about me is I'm absolutely not a fan of winter. Days like today, that's absolutely beautiful. I don't mind. I've never really grown up in cold. I've never lived where it's really cold. So this is a brand new for me, and I'm learning how to do it. I love northern Idaho, and I basically see myself being here for the rest of my life. So another thing about this is I really haven't lived in places that have this many trees and that you could just go cut down your trees and put them on the sawmill. So something that I had to start learning when I lived here is how to use a chainsaw and the sawmill that I bought. So for those of you that are new to this channel, we do mill. I had to learn how to use this machine on my own because COVID hit and I didn't get to have a class on it. So there was a whole lot of definitely learning as I go. I've made many mistakes, but I feel pretty confident on the machine now. And let me show you what we're building. Guys, we're building a barn. This barn, so far what you see back there is everything we've milled. We have quite a bit more to do and to put up. And I'm really excited about it. It's a 30 by 50 pole barn, and it's a kind of a bolt together barn kit that I bought the plans from barngeeks.com. So there will be a link to his channel in the description. And if you guys are planning on building a barn, definitely go check out his plans. He's got some amazing stuff. So you're hearing me say we, and this is a question that totally needs to be answered. So exactly who am I talking about when I say we? So those of you that have been watching for a long time, you know who's here on the property. But for those of you that are new, if you go back and watch old videos, you'll see Kira. So Kira is an Army buddy's daughter, and she came up here to live and help and do some stuff. And now I know you guys miss her a whole lot that know her, but she is living with her dad and having an amazing time. So when I decided to start this journey and actually record it and bring you guys along, and there were so many things that I had to learn to do, and I realized how difficult it was to actually film yourself correctly, make an actually good video, and get some of the work done. So I've been begging my best friend. Kim and I have been best friends since we were 19 years old. We were in the military together, and we've just created that family that I had desperately been missing. My sister passed away when I was 20, and so I became a single child who had never been a single child. And so my family became my military family. But Kimmy is the one that has stayed consistent in my life. And you guys, she's been my sister for 30 years. And I talked her into coming up and helping. So for those of you that don't know her, here's Kimmy. So she does 90% of all the recording of all of the videos that we put out here, and then 50% of the work.
50% of the laughs.
And the laughs. We truly have an absolutely amazing time, and I think one of the biggest questions that I get is, how do we live together, work together, and remain friends?
True.
And the answer to that one, and we've discussed this a lot, is communication. And I think we both put each other first. So I try to put her ahead of me, and she puts me ahead of her. And we are very aware of each other's issues. She's very much aware of my PTSD reaction to things, and she is gentle with me when I have those outbursts.
She's aware of my sensitivity, and she's very careful how she words things to me.
Yeah. And so when you care about the people that are around you, and you want them to have as good of a time as you're having, and you keep those lines of communication open, this is absolutely something that you can do with anybody, a spouse, a sibling, a best friend, a child. I think that's the biggest thing you have to have, is the communication.
Exactly.
So together we are working this winter on finishing our shipping container tiny home that I'll show you here in a second, and hopefully our barn. Okay, you guys, we're actually living in this RV while we're building this shipping container tiny house. So it's a super cool build. We're having a lot of fun doing it, and we're learning a whole lot. I know absolutely nothing about electrical or plumbing or, you know, any of those kinds of things. I mean, I guess I know a little.
She knows more than I do.
So we spent a lot of time figuring it out and putting it all together, and kind of trying to study some things and asking questions and all of that stuff. So this is our first house on this property. We have definitely 2 more that will be built. Here in the future, we'll be building an A-frame that Kimmy will move into, and I'm looking at building a barn dominium. So this year, or the rest of this year and up until summer, we're really hoping to get the shipping container finished and as much done on the barn as weather will allow. So the rest of this month of December, I'm gonna be putting out videos Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that are just kind of things that you might want to know or questions that you've had that I'm gonna answer. So if you have a question of something that you want to know about, put it in the comments below. Monday and Friday are our normal videos that are bringing you along on our build and that kind of stuff. So the turkeys are invading. A couple of things that if you're new to this channel that I want you to know. We have a lot of fun. I think that's our #1 priority. It's something that I think I've learned to do now that I'm an old lady. I don't want to be up here working so hard and not enjoying life.
Nope.
And so we definitely do that. But that being said, we work really, really hard. We have some wonderful friends that come in and help on a regular basis.
I would say that's one of the things that encouraged me to come and help her with this, because I know that it's not just going to be all work and no play. I mean, like, we might not go do a lot of things off the mountain, but we do have a lot of fun while we work or while we sit around.
Exactly. So what are they doing? They're just nuts over there. We have goats.
That should answer everybody's questions.
So we are downsizing our homestead, but we do have critters up here, and we're going to be focusing a whole lot more on getting some building done and some of these projects done. So I hope that you haven't, if you haven't, that you subscribe and that you come along and you follow the journey. See you guys later. Bye.